Hey everybody. So this is the next series that I decided to put up on this channel. One of the main reasons why is because I've been really thinking about my top games of all time. I really do want to kind of showcase them. I've already showcased Sonic Adventure 1. I'm going to show off Sonic Adventure 2 at some point. Unironically, I think Inscryption might actually be Daniel Mullen's like magnum opus. I don't think Pony Island 2 is going to beat this for me. There's just something incredible about this game that makes me like it so much. Sorry, I just got off of work and I'm trying to both caffeinate and feed myself. The game literally starts like this. I had to clear the save file to get to this point because you can't get to this point again if you have save data. So, this is how the game starts. Daniel Mullins Games, published by Devolver Digital.
Okay, time to figure out what's on this thing.
So, the game starts seemingly in medias res with a continue button but no new game button. Turn flicker off because I do actually have some friends with epilepsy, so that watch my content. So turning flicker off is probably best for them. Uh, Probably also the noise effect. Okay, continue. Another challenger. It's been ages. Perhaps you've forgotten how this game is played. Allow me to remind you. Play the squirrel card. Now play your stoat. An honorable death. Play the stoat. It said something about sacrifices. Wolves require 2 sacrifices. You do not have enough. Ring the bell to end your turn and commence combat. Your stoat stands unopposed. The number on the bottom left is its attack power, 1. Your stoat dealt me 1 damage. I added it to the scale. If you win if you tip my side all the way down. Like this. My turn. Your stoat stands in the way of my coyote. My coyote dealt 2 damage to your stoat. That means your stoat's health is 2 less. If a creature's health reaches 0, it dies. It's your turn again. You may draw from your deck, or you may draw a squirrel. Ugh. That's a weird glitch. How dull. The wolf demands 2 sacrifices. Huh? Hey. Fear not, the beast is sacrificed, but not removed from your deck. Its suffering was real, but you will see it again. Because you are learning, I will pass. Again, the choice, a random card from your deck, or a certainty of a squirrel. You've won this match. They won't all be so easy. Let me recall your story. Oh yes. You were lost deep in the forest. A single path revealed itself. 2 denizens of the forest approach you tentatively. The caustic adder damage from its poison bite will always be lethal. The Undying Cat. Sacrificing the poor beast does not kill it. Only one may grace your paltry deck. I could press up to see the whole deck. I have my Stoat, I have 2 wolves, and I have a River Snapper. The way that this game works is that it will try to put at least one of your single cost cards in your deck in your first hand. So if you have something like Gek, which is a 0 cost card, it will attempt to put that first and then go up from there. It will try to grab the lowest amount of cost every time. So oftentimes people will like playing decks with as few one cost cards and a bunch of 2 cost cards. Because of how the deck is eventually going to be built, I'm not going to worry about that too much. So I'm going to grab the cat. Another creature joins our caravan. Some of the creatures of the forest seem willing to follow you. You came across an abandoned sack. You found a squirrel in a bottle, break in case of emergency. Have a second. Another useful implement. I'll allow you to tip the scales with it. 3 is as much as you can carry. You were ambushed while crossing some rough terrain. You sacrificed me while I was sleeping. It was the right play. I get it. Maybe. You'll help me? Take your turn. Play along for now. You may now see my moves ahead of time. So, this wolf cub is going to be played on row 2. Behold the rulebook. Its sigil is fledgling. A card bearing the sigil will grow into a more powerful form after 1 turn. So, whenever you have these younger versions of these cards, they will usually evolve into the upgraded one. So, the wolf cubs will turn into full wolves. It means that you can play them earlier, but you have to wait for them longer to come out. So, let's do this. Squirrel into cat. Because the cat's out, we can now use the Stoat. Use one of the squirrels. The River Snapper to be right there. Mind the ambitious wolf cub, it ages swiftly. I'm gonna grab one of our wolves. It turns into a wolf. The airborne bat flies over creatures to attack directly. My bat flew right over your River Snapper. A card bearing the sigil will strike an opponent directly, even if there is a creature opposing it. Basically, unlike in Magic the Gathering, where flying enemies are invulnerable, they're vulnerable, but their attacks will hit directly. And the things that will block it will block the attack, but still take damage. It's kind of a toss-up of whether or not you like that happening in your games. I don't like the airborne sigil as much as flying creatures in Magic the Gathering. Okay, so what's going to happen next is that the Stump and Bat are going to be defeated by our Here We Go and our River Snapper, and the wolf will then destroy the boulder. My plan is to play the squirrel on top of that, defeat the other wolf, and then we will win next turn. Okay. Pull a tooth. Ah! Hurts every single time. A well-earned point of damage. I didn't think you would really do it. And now we're going to get 5 points that will give us an overkill of 3. You prevailed and tricked onwards past your now bloodied terrain. Our goal at every time is to get as much in overkill damage as possible. The wolf cub and the meek sparrow. Wolf cub. You stumbled into some strange stones in the mist. You were compelled to choose a worthy sacrifice, one that will be lost forever. Do we put the cat or the wolf cub on here? I'm personally thinking that the cat is pretty good, but it doesn't do any damage. It would be better if we put the infinite sacrifice sigil on something that can come out on the first turn and actually have some sustainability. So what I like to do is I like putting the infinite sacrifice on the stoat. What an honor. A ghastly spectacle, but the soul of the cat now lives in the stoat. Behold my totem. It inscribes my canine cards with the airborne sigil. He's completely insane. You see that, right? No care for the rules. Pathetic, really. Enough. Only keeps me around to watch me suffer. So, the way that totems work is that this wolf head means that all canine cards on his side of the field have the airborne sigil, which is what's depicted on the totem. So, we're gonna need to go fast. I'm gonna put it right there because it's gonna go over. Gonna use the squirrel on the river snapper and block him here. Okay, let's go. Yeah. We're gonna, what's the last one? The other wolf. Okay, because this was a wolf cub, right? Okay, so that's a total of 8. Yeah, that's gonna give us 3 points in overkill. Oh, 2 points in overkill? Huh. Oh, because it's 5. Then it's gonna be the, whatever. Impressive, you may yet survive this ordeal. We have 11 foil. Okay. Knock on wood. The reviled skunk. Its stench reduces the strength of the enemy. The watchful bullfrog. It leaps in the way of attacking flyers. The stalwart snapper. A near impenetrable defense. This little mushroom means that we have a duplicate of it in the deck. I'm actually going to go with the river snapper just so we don't go overboard with the amount of the amount of 1-cost cards, like I said earlier, for at least right now. This is the first time that we have an actual hard choice. We have another campfire up here, but it's whether or not we're going to make it there. If we do this, there's only one card that we're going to be able to use, and that's the wolf cub. My idea would be that we put a wolf cub sigil on a wolf. On a regular wolf to make it like a super wolf. Since we only need 1 squirrel to bring out a wolf, because we have our stoat in our opening hand, effectively. It would mean that if we actually draw that wolf, it can be really formidable. Or we could go to a campfire, but again, we have a campfire coming up, so let's go here. So a little history about myself. I play a lot of card games. I'm not good at any of them, though. There's a way out for both of us. It's somewhere in this foul cabin. Be silent or I tear you to shreds. Okay. Ugh. Grizzly. That is going to be a lot of damage if we don't get the stoat out immediately. The spot? Are you sure? Did you want to die to the grizzly? Like, what's going on, dude? Oh gosh, the other one's over there. Unfortunately, we did not get our... Didn't get our good wolf. But then again, this wolf's gonna die anyway. This battle was meant for us to lose. If it's not obvious. You've lost. Using this as a learning opportunity may be the only way to mitigate my disappointment. Get up. Get up from the table. Fetch me the candlestick from atop the barrel beside the door. Bring it here. Now sit back down. Let me explain something to you. That was one of the 2 mistakes you can make here. If you make another, I must sacrifice you. Now, where were we? Another wolf, a bullfrog, or a grizzly? Having a grizzly would be nice, because... Here we go. You came across a small group of survivors. Faces sunken from starvation, they huddled around a campfire. They looked upon your group of creatures and beckoned. "Come warm your creatures by the fire," one said. "Warm it by the fire and it will enhance its power," said another. You noticed the survivors wiping drool from their mouth. I like how he totally does not trust this. The fire warmed the poor stoat, enhancing its power. One of the survivors reached towards it. Another gnashed their teeth. Without a word, you pulled the stoat away from the fire and left. The trees seemed to close in around you as the chill mist descended. In the distance, you could hear the clinking of metal on stone. A hobbled figure stood in your path. Yeehaw! 'Twas the prospector. He's doing the prospector again. Easy, boss. The mule's the key. Okay. Ah, dang it. I drew a squirrel forgetting that I actually had the wolf in my hand. I don't know what I was doing. Oh my gosh. Can't believe I messed that up. Jeez. More gold for me. Ah, I messed that up so hard. But oh well. I was supposed to die at the prospector anyway. You're not supposed to get past the prospector on your first run. You aren't dead. Yet. This isn't purgatory. Though, you may think of it that way. Before you expire, I must ask you for a favor. I... Ow. I would like a memento. Your very own death card. It's quite plain at the moment, isn't it? We will work together to amend that. I want this to be the perfect memento of you. So, here are some cards from your mediocre deck. Put them to good use. Please choose a card to draw the cost from. Gets the 2-cost card from the River Snapper. And this time, I will use its power and health, the numbers. 3 and 2 from the Wolf. Now choose the card from which we extract the sigils. A sigil of fledgling from the Wolf. I never did ask for your name. There is now but one final matter. The portrait. Are you ready? You do not need to smile. Here we go again. Another challenger. Perhaps it is time you understand bones. The resourceful opossum costs 2 bones. You gain a bone when one of your creatures perishes for any reason. Probably shouldn't put it right on top of the Rattler, but okay. From the death of your creature, you've gained a bone. You will not lose this until it's spent, or the battle ends. Yeah, let's do that. How brutal of you. You dealt me more damage than you needed to win. However, in my game, such feats are rewarded. To be precise, a tooth to keep from each damage dealt. The trapper may be interested in your spoils. For the sake of being consistent, we will keep referring to them as foils, because that's what they're referred to for the rest of the game. Oh. I forgot your figurine. Get up and fetch it for me. It's beside the safe. Let us continue. The meager coyote. But what did you expect for only 4 bones? The nefarious rattler. A brittle creature once past its monstrous fangs. The unkillable cockroach. It returns to your hand after dying. Cockroach. Its sigil makes it the most valuable bone card in the whole game. You know, you're free to get up again, to keep your blood flowing. I'm no tyrant. You may stand whenever the map is unrolled. It allows me time to plan your next encounter. But do keep your hands off my possessions. Okay, so every single time we start a new game, we need to stand up and do this set of things. Come over here and look at this. To complete this puzzle, we need to place one squirrel and one wolf cub. So we need to focus on trying to find a wolf cub to complete this, presumably by turn 2. So hopefully nothing is coming down this route, and we can place a wolf cub here, and then place the squirrel immediately at the beginning of the next turn. Over here we have the rule book, but we also have a hammer and something that looks like a wand sitting over here. We also have a clock. I'm going to spoil this now, because there really isn't a good way to figure this out. There's a ring on the cuckoo clock. This ring is not important, but it is going to fast track us through something that we're going to encounter later. So, right over here we have this squirrel who's holding a knife, a box, an ornate box with a key onto it that has this funnel above a candle. Whenever we see the light, we should extinguish it. We probably should have done that on the previous run so we could get this by game 3, but that's neither here nor there. And we have this wolf in a cage. Probably going to need to come back to that later. Some bone tokens for a rainy night. And a rock that may get you out of a hard place. Definitely the squirrel in a bottle. A gust from this may lift your creatures into the air. If only for a turn. Let's get the pliers instead. These are going to be the 3 that we mostly use. Is that, once we get the knife, the pliers are a good replacement for it, but the knife is just better. And the bones is a good replacement for the hook whenever we get, is a good replacement for whenever we don't have the hook here, but that's not until later. Feeling overburdened with enough with a full 3 items, you carried on. Are you smart or something? He usually doesn't even bother teaching about bones. Alright, here's a tip. I saw a past victim writing a passcode in the rule book. So, every single time you'll open the rule book, it will not open to page 1. It will instead open to Appendix 12, subsection 6, ability 23, in which it will have the number 273 on the Mighty Leap. Yeah, let's do that. Total misplay. You say that, but Porcupine up here has sharp quills that when we deal damage, it will also do damage back. We will not do enough damage to the Porcupine before it will die. So it's just better to have this out in the open and then put something stronger in front of the stump. Actually, let's do this then. To try to kill the stump. There's the bullfrog. Yeah. Let's get it down next turn, but oh well. You were as unfaltering as the cockroach. And then we put the cockroach down here with the 4 bones that we got. I did that on accident. but it really did feel like I did that on purpose. Uh, so that's gonna be 3 more damage, so that would give us 1 in overkill, so let's pull a tooth out. So that'll give us 2 in overkill. The Venerable Alpha. Its courage emboldens the creatures that stand beside it. Oh, there's our death card. And a normal wolf cub. We really did need to get the wolf cub though. Refill on items. Yeah, let's do that. I was gonna go to the campfire to boost something up, but I actually want to get rid of the cockroach to put the sigil onto our stoat. Our stoat is going to be in our opening hand basically every single game, so we should probably load it up with a sigil as fast as possible. Doesn't matter which sigil, whatever it will be helpful. Okay. Ah, we got the wolf cub in our starting hand. Okay. Scroll. Wolf cub over here. Play scroll. There we go. Ever look in the rule book? Oh yeah, I forgot to, there's definitely a passcode scrawled in there. They were looking up the bullfrog's sigil. Don't worry, I already got it. Okay. Oh. Wait, we don't have this plate in our hand. You've plucked that from the ore painting. You must not like the cards that I dealt you. Fine. Okay, so the Lucky Clover is going to give us a 1 free reroll in our opening hand. So if the stoat isn't in there, we could then re-roll it. Okay, so the code was 273. Oh, hello. I wasn't sure if I would ever escape that iron crypt. Is the stoat around? The stunted wolf? This madness must end. Put that away. Oh, we also got this key. Could just insert it there. We'll do this later. Because this gives us cards to add to this run. But, our cards right now are okay. And I kind of don't want to bloat the deck just yet.